It's always very emotional time because you become very bonded. There's an intensity to making films. It's usually saying goodbye. It's like leaving school after spending time at school or university or leaving the
Right.
town that you grew up in.
George, welcome to India today. This is such an honor and so excited to get a window to speak to you. I quickly want to jump in and address on behalf of all the fans who've said, we waited for 9 years. It looks like it's worth the wait, but why does he make us wait for so long? What do you have to say to them?
Well, to make films, you have to wait till all the planets align, all the right things are in place. We had this story before we shot Fury Road. In order to tell Fury Road, which happened over such a short period of time, 3 days, we had to know everything about not only the characters, but how every prop, every vehicle, how the world was structured. So we wrote the story of Furiosa, a story which butts directly into Fury Road. That her story that happens over 18 years goes directly into the 3 days that we spend with them on Fury Road. So, so we had that. It just was a question of when we had the time to do it. I did another movie. The studio we were working with had been undergoing quite a bit of turmoil. We are now with the third parent company of the of the movie company, about the fourth regime of people at the head of the company. And then when it settled down, and they were ready, and then we were ready, we made the film together. And I'm really happy to say that it was a really, really supportive relationship. They're very filmmaker friendly, the group of people there now, and they really support the film. So it was the right time to do it. It's just taken this long.
Mad Max is such a visual experience. It stays with you for so many days with every sequence, the sights, the sounds, the color, all of it, the fabric essence of it. On the last set of shoot, how does it feel like? Like, how do you guys wrap up? Like, just this emotional experience that all of you must have had. And part two, do you get to take anything home from set? Do you have a room where you've kept things from your films?
Um, the um, the answer if to the second question is easy. I don't, mainly because the films that really exist on the screen. There's some filmmakers that I know, like Guillermo del Toro, George Lucas, who kept a lot of things, and they're wonderful museums of their films. In my case, it's not something that I got into a habit of doing. Um, in terms of the last day, it's always an emotional. It's always very emotional time because you become very bonded. There's an intensity to making films, and you become very bonded to everyone working on the film, uh, and you because you're working so hard with a common focus, and with the actors, and they're saying goodbye to their characters, and with the crew, we're all saying goodbye to each other, and so it's always, if it's a good shoot. Sometimes if it doesn't go so well, you're relieved, you're exhausted and relieved. But in this case, and I've been lucky enough, I've worked with really great crews and really great cast. But it's usually it, it's usually saying goodbye. It's like leaving school after spending time at school or university or leaving the
Right.
town that you grew up in. So it's an interesting thing. I've never been asked that question before, but you're right. It's a it's a there's a kind of the saying goodbyes are difficult.
Absolutely. Just looking at Anya in the trailer, the teaser, the visuals that we are getting of her aesthetically, the way she looks, right? She feels like an absolute beast, not just physically, but in terms of her emotions, the way her character moves, the body language, all of that. Just if you could throw a bit of light on that in terms of how you build her up, how did she sort of dance to your tunes on that set, take cues from you?
What was the word? She looks like an absolute, did you say beast?
Beast, yeah. In terms of
Yeah,
just the way she looks.
well, if you see Anya, I mean, it's quite shocking when I see Anya now. We're doing this press tour, and if you see her on the red carpet, she's just completely the opposite of this character.
Yes.
Here, she's covered in dirt and grease and blood and dust, and every day, and sweat, and uh, and and uh, and so when you shoot with them for about 7 months, and then you spend over a year in the cutting room, and so by the time you see them again, you feel like they're imposters. Wait a moment, you're not Anya. Furiosa is Anya, and they're completely different. But there's something intrinsic in the actor that kind of get, you kind of first intuit, you don't know, it's theoretical, that you think there's something very fierce and resolute about this person, and something in their craft as an actor where the character and the actor can overlap in some way. The Venn diagram can overlap. And she my instinct was right. I also asked Edgar Wright, who'd worked with her before, someone who I really respect. I said, "What's it like to work with her?" And he was unequivocal in his enthusiasm for her. That was very good, and she proved to be the case. She was incredibly protective of her character, brought a lot of stuff that I didn't expect to it, and was able to match what Chris Hemsworth brought to the film. So I've been very lucky in that way.
We've run out of time, but I quickly want to thank you for the world of Mad Max. Absolute delight to watch the films. Can't wait to watch Furiosa. For everybody in India, so excited. And thank you so much for giving us the time of our lives with these films.
Oh, thank you very much. That's very kind. Thank you.
Thank you.